So welcome back to another FIFA 21 career mode video. Today we are talking about the things you should do if you are bored of FIFA 21 career mode. I think 99.9% of the people here are bored of FIFA 21 career mode. And last year we actually did one for FIFA 20. That was one of my favorite videos to make. So we're going to do it today, and this is going to be part 1. There might be a part 2. So if you have any suggestions that we haven't talked about here, make sure you leave them in the comments to maybe help some other people out. We might even cover it on the channel as well. So yeah. Everyone is bored of this game, and I'm going to do my best here to give you some tips and tricks to help make it enjoyable again, at least for the last couple of months before FIFA 22 starts coming around. If you do enjoy today's video, please leave a like and make sure you subscribe as well. It's completely free and you get tons of value, so please. Now keep in mind, this all depends on how hardcore you play career mode. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that will know some of these tips here today. There's only so many original ideas you can come up with when you're trying to think of different ideas for career mode saves. So yeah, we're going to probably be covering a few things that you already know about. And we're going to start the first one with the difficulty. Now, most people's problems in career mode come from the difficulty. Some say world class is too easy. Some say legendary can be easy and hard at the same time. Ultimate is just a whole nother beast. If you are playing career mode at the moment on lower difficulties, now might be the right time to put it on ultimate difficulty and try your luck. You might be bored of FIFA simply because you play on a lower difficulty and the AI is not putting up much of a fight each game. Me and ultimate difficulty, we don't get along, so I don't play on ultimate difficulty. I just don't like it. I feel like it's too scripted and it just handicaps your own players. Like Mertesacker, if he was still playing, could catch up to Mbappe in FIFA 21 ultimate difficulty. That's how rigged it is. But I can guarantee you, for most people, ultimate difficulty will be the ultimate challenge. Literally, this difficulty was designed so you can just smash up your controller with rage. That's the purpose of this difficulty. So you just get frustrated enough to get that new shiny PS5 controller and just smash it down to the ground, and then you have to go and get a new one the next day. That's what this difficulty was designed for. You might see handicaps, you might see scripting, all that kind of stuff, but if you're looking for a harder gameplay challenge, ultimate difficulty is where you need to be, because otherwise it might be a little bit too easy for you if you stay on world class and stuff. Alright, so my next tip is to turn on competitor mode. This is a setting only available for legendary difficulty and ultimate difficulty. So you can play legendary and turn competitor mode on. And this is designed pretty much to mimic a professional FIFA esports player. And that certainly is not good news, because we all know how those people play. They just abuse mechanics, and literally this game on competitor mode does represent what an esports player does if you actually watch the gameplay. All you see is skill moves every 2 seconds. Now, once again, me and competitor mode do not get along, you can probably tell, but I think it's unrealistic because each player starts turning into Prime Ronaldinho. Literally, you have even Harry Maguire pulling off skill moves that he cannot do in real life. I mean, the guy can barely even take a touch properly, and he's pulling off like roulettes and stuff in competitor mode. It's totally unrealistic, but I do recommend it for some people looking for a harder gameplay challenge. Of course, it's going to give you that. But be aware though that competitor mode was designed to smash up your brand new PS5 with rage. So play at your own risk. These difficulties are designed just to get that blood pressure going, and I do not recommend them. But if you're looking for a harder gameplay challenge, you have to be there to, get that challenge. And finally, for the ultimate difficulty challenge, and you're completely crazy if you actually play with this on, but you have to combine ultimate difficulty with competitor mode. Now, if you're bored of gameplay and difficulties, you put this on, you won't be bored anymore. Like, this is literally playing Call of Duty campaigns on veteran difficulty. You will not survive, I'm telling you now. This thing was designed just so you break your PS5, you break your controller, and your TV at the same time. This is like the ultimate of ultimates. And yeah, like I said, you will not survive this one. But if you're bored of FIFA 21 gameplay, put these ultimate difficulty challenges on and you won't be bored anymore. Alright, so next up we need to talk about the rebuild. This is one of the most popular career mode save ideas. You might see it all over YouTube. A lot of people do a rebuild save. And this is pretty much, in my opinion, where you see a team in real life who has had like a fall from grace or just outright struggling. Like, doesn't matter what league, if they're struggling, they're due for a rebuild. And teams like Sunderland probably are going to be a good pick, because recently over the last decade they've really fallen down, and this could be a time where you can get them in the game and start building them back up. So that's a good team. There's also plenty of other opportunities to do a rebuild save, and pretty much you just take a team that's struggling and bring them to glory once again. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it. So it's a very popular save. You'll see it everywhere on YouTube. A lot of people already know about the rebuild. So this one is another popular save idea. It's called the Road to Glory. You've probably seen it, heard it 1,000 times already, but pretty much this is where you take a team from the lowest division all the way to the top, and this works better with teams that are in like 4th divisions, 3rd divisions, there's only a couple opportunities to, do that in the game, because most of the time it's only 1 division or 2 divisions for many different countries. But if you can look at Germany, even England, there's 3rd divisions, 4th divisions, and you can pick up teams like Salford City, even Bayern Munich's 2nd team there, and you can do a road to glory with them. Pretty much the objective is to go from the lowest of the lowest and take them all the way to the top and win, the Champions League or the Premier League, whatever you want to do. Just taking them from the bottom to the top. Now, this next suggestion is a little bit harder to do unless you've got the right hardware or that kind of stuff, but I recommend trying the game out on PC as well. Now, while the PC version of FIFA doesn't have the next-gen upgrade that the PS5 or Series X and S has, it might be still worth it because you can still install mods. And mods are pretty much made by talented people in the community, and they create player faces. They even create like licenses that are not in the game normally. And there's plenty of other things as well. They just add totally different things to the game, and pretty much when you install the right mods, it makes your FIFA 21 game that much better. It takes it to the next level. Sometimes it feels like you're playing a totally different game to everyone else. Now, the problem with mods is that it's not really easy to do unless you understand, what you're doing. So I do recommend you go and find tutorials on YouTube if you want to do it and you're just starting out. But also, please make sure you have a proper PC as well, because the last thing you want is to spend money on the PC game and then you realize your computer can't actually run the game. So if you've got the hardware with your PC, then try the game out on the PC as well and find out how you can install mods, because that can take it to the next level. Bad thing is you lose all that next gen upgrade thing that you get with a PS5 and stuff. This one is a simple idea, but I think it would make your save a bit more enjoyable, at least in the short term, and I call this one realistic transfers. Now, we all do saves where literally in the first transfer window you start signing players that would never join the club in real life. You might manage Manchester United and all of a sudden you're bringing in Neymar and Mbappe, all these kinds of guys, because you've got big budgets and money to spend. But of course, in real life, they're not even looking at Man United, so why would you want to sign them? I think a career mode save where it's more realistic in terms of the transfer department can be more enjoyable, because you're signing players that are realistically linked to the club in real life. So let's say you do a United career mode save, you might sign a player like Jadon Sancho rather than Lionel Messi. And I think, signing players that have some sort of a link makes it more realistic, makes it more fun, because you can sort of simulate what would happen if these players join the club and you could see them play for your team in real life. Now, usually with career mode or manager mode, you're used to creating your own guy and, using that manager in the save. But there's a different way to do the management, and this is actually using players in the game. I call this one the retire a player storyline. It's not a secret. Pretty much all you need to do is just go to player career mode and pick a player that you want. Now, usually it would be nicer to do older players like Buffon, even maybe a Messi, Ronaldo, something like that. But pretty much you pick whatever you want here and you just go into the player career mode save, retire the player, and then when it loads up the clubs, pick a club that you want out of that list, and then pretty much it'll take you straight to manager mode. And what you see here is Buffon managing Leeds United now. And that's pretty much all you need to do to get a player over into manager mode and use them as the manager. Now, this is something you need to try, and I actually did it on my second channel and we did a whole season. I call this the European Premier League. Pretty much, I put all the best teams in Europe in one competition, one table, and we all competed for the top spot. And of course, I won it on goal difference, but it was very, very fun. Each game felt like a Champions League final, and you verse some great teams. And unfortunately, there's teams that don't really do too well. 2 wins for PSV there, but this is something you definitely need to try at least one season, and I think it'll take the boredom out for at least one season. Now, this is how you create the European Premier League. Pretty much just stay in England and take out any of the teams you don't want here, like the weaker clubs like Fulham. No offense, Fulham fans. But then go to the top clubs in different regions like Italy and just swap them out. That's all you need to do. And just keep doing that until you fill up 20 positions of the best teams around European nations. And then just start a save normally. And you'll have those clubs in the game instead of just the normal English clubs. So that is all for part 1 of the things you should do if you are bored of FIFA 21 career mode. We've got part 2 coming with a couple other things that I want to talk about. Make sure you leave some comments. You might get picked if you're currently doing some sort of storyline or something that you find interesting. And if you did enjoy today's video, please leave a like. Make sure you subscribe as well. It always helps. And if you need something else to watch, please make sure you check out this FIFA video. Hit the card in the middle. It'll take you straight there. I'll see you next time.